Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a wish list from us drivers to the customer. So I've had a couple people watching my videos who are customers of Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, etc. and they said how interesting they find it to hear things from the driver's point of view. So in this video, I asked questions on Reddit, on Facebook groups that I'm a part of. As a driver, what is your wish list to the customer? What is it you wish the customer would do or you wish the customer would know on our end that could take away any obstacles to get them their food fast, hot, and fresh? So on that customer wish list, the first thing I wish customers would do is pay attention to that mileage from your home to the restaurant. I once got an order from a Popeyes that was 28 miles away from the customer's home. I don't understand it. So, of course, I declined it, and I was able to see the intersection where the customer lived. I typed in their address, did a little Google search to see where the nearest Popeyes was. They had one a little over a mile away from them. I also did it from the Popeyes they ordered from, way up north to where they lived, and there had to be about 15 other Popeyes closer to them. Even with our insulated bags, our hot bags, I don't think your meal is going to be as hot and fresh as you want. Plus, with it sitting that long, it's probably gonna end up getting soggy and things like that. So believe me, we wanna get you your food hot and fresh to protect our tip, protect our rating. So when you do order from somewhere so far away, it's a bit of a head scratcher. And it also doesn't matter how great the tip is. You know, speaking for myself, if that 28-mile delivery had a great tip, I still wouldn't have taken it because close to 60 miles round trip for that one delivery, because it was gonna bring me down to an area that I didn't wanna deliver in. Had I gone there, I would have gotten deliveries within that area, 28 miles away. It could have brought me even further south and so on. The next thing is paying attention to the different parts of the apps you're ordering from. So there are notes to put in the restaurant and there are notes to give to the delivery driver. The notes for the restaurant are where you would put, you want your salad dressing on the side, you want your burger medium well, you want extra onions on your sandwich, whatever it may be. And the delivery notes is where you would say, don't knock, my baby's sleeping, or please ring the bell, etc. Too often in the delivery notes for the driver, it would say, please make sure my steak is rare. We can't open up the items and look because about 90% of the time we get to that restaurant and the food is already done, packaged, bag stapled, stickered, especially now during the pandemic. You cannot go in there and check that you have everything in the order. So it's very important. Any notes you have for the restaurant, if you want extra sauce, if you want things cooked a certain way, if you want light ice in your drink, you put that in the restaurant notes, not the delivery notes. More often than not, we don't see those notes until we are in the car on the way to you. When you are choosing what kind of delivery you want, such as meet at the door, hand it to the customer, leave it at the door, meet at car, please be ready to receive the type of delivery you want. So when it is meet at door or hand it to customer, it's just different phrasing based on what app you're using at the time. You can track us. So when we do get to your home and it's meet at door or hand to customer, and it takes you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 4 minutes to get to the door, you can see where we are and when that food is expected. We may have another delivery in our car in a stacked or double order that we need to drop off. So the best kind of customers are the ones who are waiting at the door for you. I love that. It makes it very quick and simple for everybody, and we can get on to our next delivery. We are not paid by the hour, we're not paid by time. So I know it doesn't sound too long, but if you're standing somewhere for a minute, for 60 seconds straight waiting for someone to come to the door, that seems like a long time. I can sit and stare at the camera for 60 seconds, but I won't. But you get my point in how that can seem like a long time. when you want to get on to your next delivery or get to your next delivery that's sitting in the car. If you select hand to customer and then in the notes it says leave at the door, we might be a little skeptical that some fraud might be happening, because when it is hand to customer, it doesn't prompt us within the app to take a photo. Newer drivers may just leave it at the door, not take a photo, and then the customer can report they didn't get their food, which could cause the driver to get deactivated, a contract violation, and so on. So now that I am a bit more experienced, I take a photo of every single delivery to ensure that there's no fraud reported against me. It just helps to be clear with your delivery. If you ordered and you work in a hospital, you work in a huge office building, or you live in a huge apartment complex, the more notes you can give, the better. So especially with hospital deliveries, if it just says meet at door, that hospitals can have 20 different entrances. We don't know where to go. If we call you, if we text you asking questions and you don't reply, I understand you may be busy, but that doesn't leave us in a good situation. If you are in a huge apartment complex or a high-rise office building, whatever it may be, and it says meet at door, we don't know if that means you want us to take the elevator up to the 20th floor and meet you at a certain, office suite, or if that means you're gonna be in the lobby. So the more specific you can be, that would be very helpful on both ends, and you'll get your food faster. One of the biggest complaints I see is about porch lights, tripping hazards, not shoveling, and so on. If you live in a home and it is pitch black and there's no lights on in the house, you don't have your porch light on, that doesn't make us feel very safe. I've seen a ton of drivers fall if there are bikes, boxes, if there's a ton of things in the way. I've heard of a lot of drivers getting hurt because there's no light. Yes, we have a flashlight on our phone. Yes, we could have a keychain flashlight, but we shouldn't have to resort to that. You should just leave your porch light on. I took some footage driving around some blocks in my market, and I feel like my area doesn't really believe in street lights, so it is pitch black. And I invite you, next time you're on a walk or driving and it is dark, let me know how many addresses you can actually see from the street. And the number will probably surprise you that you can't really see anyone's number. An address on a house is not only for delivery people, whether it be DoorDash, Uber Eats, Amazon, UPS. It's also in case of an emergency. So an ambulance, a policeman, people need to be able to see your address from the street. So I invite you to rethink what your address looks like, or at least the lighting around it. Because some people may have homes that are lit up great, but the address is nowhere near a light and you still can't see it. So what I do with every delivery at night is I plug in the address in Google Maps to be able to actually see what the home looks like. So that is very helpful. But when the entire street is pitch black, it's still kind of difficult to find that home. Really quickly on tipping, to sum it up in a nutshell, if you do not tip on these apps, the driver will not take your order. What happens is it'll probably be offered to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers and will decline, and it'll keep passing around to other drivers while DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever it may be, continues to increase the base pay by 25 cents, 50 cents, whatever it may be. DoorDash base pay can be anywhere from $2 to $3, and Uber Eats, I've seen it as low as $1.93 is the base pay. So that is why tipping is so important, because we rely on tips. If you want your order fast, I suggest you leave a tip. I'm not telling you the amount of the tip. I am grateful for any type of tip, but if you don't tip, the chances are your food's going to be sitting in that restaurant waiting quite a while until a driver decides to pick up your food for you. Gas prices are going way up, so just keep in mind, we use our time to wait, our own car, our own gas. None of the companies pay for that, so it's all out of our own pocket to deliver you your food. Lastly, I would just like to talk about our ratings. We would greatly appreciate it if when you do receive your order and sit down to eat, chances are you probably are going through your phone, or after you eat, if you could just take 10-15 seconds it takes to either give us a thumbs up, we would really appreciate it. So for example, on DoorDash, I have done 688 deliveries and only received 44 ratings. What that means is that only about 6.3% of people bother to, rate me as far as a 1 through 5 star or on other aspects of the delivery. I just recently did receive a guest compliment where they did take the time to write in how happy they were with my service, and I really appreciate that. On DoorDash, if your rating drops below a certain number, you are in danger of deactivation. So if I did receive a 1 star and that brought down my rating, because people don't rate, it could take another 100, 200, 300 deliveries for that one to drop off, because the ratings are a rolling 100. So I would have to get a lot of 5-star ratings in order to get that low one dropped off. So they do drop off eventually, but if customers are not rating, it would take a much longer time for that to happen. I don't want this entire video to be a rant, but I have had some pretty awesome customers throughout my months doing this. So I'll never forget, it was a torrential downpour, and I'm coming down the street, and then I see the street is blocked off because of construction. So I'm like I can't even get down to the house. So as I'm trying to park and figure out where to go, I see this woman running like, hey, and she came out to meet me, and I said, oh my God, you came out in this rain? She's like, I'm so sorry, I forgot, the street's blocked off, you didn't know that, blah, blah, blah. So I handed her her order. I wanted to tip her, I've had a guy text me when I picked up his order. He said, please don't ring the bell, please don't knock. He goes, my family is sleeping and my wife will get mad at me if she knows I ordered this. So he kept thanking me and insisted that I take the water he left out on his porch for me, so that was super nice. I have seen quite a handful of homes leave out, snacks for the drivers, granola bars, candy bars, Gatorades, things like that. They leave it on their porch with the sign for UPS, FedEx, mail carriers, Uber Eats, DoorDash, etc. Those customers are awesome. We appreciate it. I have also had customers leave incredible tips, which I am so grateful for. And I see that a lot as well on the social media platforms where people tip a lot of money and really show their gratitude towards their delivery drivers. So we are very thankful as well. It's not all complaining out there, I promise. If we could just find a really good balance, that would be great. And I know as customers, you guys, I'm sure, have your horror stories of your delivery people, which I apologize on their behalf. But, through social media and things like that, hopefully customers and drivers can find a happy medium. Just get you your food or your deliveries. That's all we want, right? As always, thank you guys for watching so much. I really appreciate it. Commenting on the video, giving it a thumbs up, sharing it really helps out my video in that YouTube algorithm. So I thank you for the support. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.